My mom and dad had a grocery store on Taylor Street. They were both from Taylor Street. When they decided to retire, my mother decided she was going to feed people. My mother literally packed up her kitchen and brought it here, and this is how we started this restaurant. And of course, my mother made all the pastas fresh and taught my brother how to do everything and did all the recipes that Grandma taught her, and Grandpa was the one who cooked in the family. And that's how we started. Our kitchen is very small. Again, when we started, my mother just really wanted to feed people. So we do a lot with a very small kitchen. Everything is definitely being made fresh, and the way that my mom always made it at home. It's not sophisticated, it's not pretentious. I think when you walk through the door, you're made to feel very welcome. We have people get up and sing. We have people who get up and tell stories, and it's all okay. That's really the goal, is to make them have a really good dining experience with just some terrific food.
So Michael, you said RoSal's is just like coming home. Tell us why you recommended it.
It's an Italian restaurant that harbors to the family-run restaurants that one would find, say, Brooklyn or Manhattan. It's a family, almost like a joint. And in my history of my life, joints seem to be the best restaurants, where the neighborhood knows about them, but the crowd doesn't seem to know about them. You walk in, and the tables are all rickety, the chairs are somewhat rickety, you got the pictures on the wall of all the celebrities and old time this and that. It's just like being in somebody's kitchen.
I thought the food was good, and it was huge portions. It was amazing. Our server was really helpful, and she kind of led us into what we would expect. She said, look, you're going to order the fried ravioli. It's not like you have it at other places. It's in a cream sauce. It doesn't normally come that way.
I understand these fried raviolis are supposed to change your life.
My wife calls them a food group unto themselves. If my wife wasn't there, you'd have to fight me from getting down there and either taking the bread and scraping every ounce off or licking the plate, which is really what I want to do while I'm there.
More than anything, I just liked the ambiance of the restaurant. I liked all the other tables. There was like families and people, couples and UIC students, big tables of people, and it was loud, but like from people talking and having a good time, and I liked that.
Alan, how did you enjoy the home-style cooking?
Well, obviously they make their own pasta there, and that was a big draw. But when I tasted it, it was devoid of flavor. It was mushy. The big test was at the beginning. They're very accommodating, very nice, and I asked to taste their red sauce. So they gave me a big plate of red sauce, very nice. We dipped our bread in it. I mean, it was overwhelmed by dried basil flavor. It was too sweet, even though they said it was going to be sweet. I was very disappointed.
Now, Michael, unfortunately, Alan didn't find the love in the home-style cooking. Yeah. I mean, how do you explain that?
I don't eat pasta at any Italian restaurant because there's only one person who made pasta, right? And that was my mother. It is a sweet sauce, and that's what Sicilians love. My wife hates when I make a sauce because it's too sweet, and my wife being Italian, from her family's from Calabria, theirs to me is too twangy.
So there's different regions in Italy that produce a different flavor. Do you think this was one of the reasons why you didn't like it?
Same thing. My father was my mother when it comes to Italian cooking. He made all of it, and you're right. We do have standards by that we draw. I didn't see very many like fresh herbs. I saw parsley, but I never really saw a lot. Like I ordered Vesuvius potatoes, which is an Italian-American dish, and it wasn't Vesuvius. It wasn't Krakatoa. It wasn't even Mount St. Helens. It was like, it almost had no flavor. It was almost like potatoes boiled in chicken broth. And again, there should be like rosemary and oregano, fresh. I didn't really get any of that flavor.
Well, I talked to the owners, and Cynthia, the daughter there, they actually make everything fresh. I mean, they make the pasta sauce, the marinara sauce with, neck bones and garlic and spices. I mean, they make everything fresh on premise.
I've brought business clients there, I've brought bosses there, family there, friends there. The people that say, I want that meat with that pasta, with that sauce, they don't say, well, I got to go check with the chef. Whatever you ask for, they do.
So the customers are like family.
It's exactly.
Yes.
Everything can be done, and it's done right then. And the reason they do that is they do everything right there.
All right.
I had the grilled calamari, amazing. It was so good. And calamari's tricky. It's always so chewy.
Yeah.
And I love that it's grilled because I
It's
love grilled calamari.
yeah.
It's hard to get.
No, don't get me wrong, because actually I'll tell you, my lasagna al forno was very good. But my wife's rigatoni arrabbiata was real, and it's supposed to be spicy, but it was really sharp. It was almost inedible. It just didn't work.
Well, arrabbiata means angry pasta. It's angry. It's
Anger,
spicy.
anger management.
Yeah.
Their arrabbiata needs anger management.
Did you get a chance to try any of the desserts?
Oh, yes. The cannoli and the tiramisu because they said they were made in the house.
What I would recommend and what my wife makes me bring her there for is that white chocolate dessert they had.
Yeah.
Oh, as you might tell, I go down the unpath, usually untaken, and usually chop down more wood than I care to. But so I don't, once again, if I want tiramisu and those, I have family that can do that.
Yeah. Michael, you say that RoSal's is the cream of the crop. Give us your summary.
I love RoSal's because you're going to be part of their family. And I've never, ever had anything that was less than excellent.
Michelle?
I think that the menu kind of states the mission as being just that, and they accomplish it beautifully. And the grilled calamari is awesome.
Helen?
Very nice people, but I think you can do a lot better for Italian restaurants Italian food in Chicago.
Well, you can embrace your Italian side at RoSal's, 1154 West Taylor Street, 312-243-2357. They're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday, and dinner on Saturday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks, $24.